Claire bit her pink lips as her beautiful eyes gradually turned red. She knew what her mother said was right. Kevin was not very promising, and her sense of reason also told her that she should have left him a long time ago. But every time she thought about Kevin's gentle and loving gaze on her, her heart softened. That's right. This man didn't have much potential, but because of her unintentional stomach discomfort, he would wake up early every day to cook porridge for her. It had been 3 years, and he hadn't stopped for a single day. This man didn't have much ability, but for 3 years, no matter how hard it was, he would pick her up and take her to and from work every day, watching her safely enter the company before leaving. In these 3 years, this man had done too much for her. Unknowingly, Claire's face was covered in tears.
Claire, you have fallen in love with him, right?
Looking at her daughter like this, Eileen's face was filled with disbelief. Was this still her proud daughter? Claire didn't say anything. She was already sobbing. She did not know what to do. Looking at Claire crying so much, Eileen's mind was a mess. She had never thought of this. When Claire and Kevin were getting married, she strongly opposed it. But she couldn't stop her husband. She had no choice but to let the two of them be together. However, Eileen understood her daughter, and she was even more arrogant and proud than she was back then. Therefore, Eileen was very confident that Claire would look down on a good-for-nothing like Kevin. After 2 or 3 years, Claire will see through Kevin's essence and would take the initiative to leave. But this time, Eileen got the biggest jolt of her life. Not only did her daughter not leave that good-for-nothing boy, she even fell in love with him.
Claire, Mom knows that Kevin is very good to you. But you have to understand that the two of them have to live together for the rest of their lives and consider a lot of things. But you can't just look for the other half to be nice to you,
Eileen said. Mom, don't say any more. I believe in him. Eileen wanted to continue persuading her, but was cut off by Claire. At this moment, Claire had already made up her mind. No matter how useless this man was, she would never leave. This was her life.
Oh, Claire, you will regret it,
Eileen sighed. And from the look on her daughter's face, Eileen knew that it didn't matter how much she said. Do you regret it? No, I won't let you regret it. Outside, Kevin, who was listening to all this, clenched his fist. I believe Kevin. The 3 words Kevin waited 3 years for. Claire, thank you. From this moment onwards, even if the world makes you regret it, I, Kevin Bennett, will not let you regret it. Kevin turned around and left in big strides. From now on, he had another task on his mind: to make Claire the happiest woman in the world. He wanted to let Eileen see that he was a good-for-nothing and could also give his beloved woman happiness.
Young master, do you have time now?
The moment Kevin left the hospital, he received a call from Bob. What is it? Kevin frowned. He had already warned him yesterday that he should not be disturbed if it was not for a pressing matter. He was, after all, seeking complete peace.
Sir, I can see that you don't have a place to stay in Sacramento, so I decided to buy a villa for you from Martin Henderson last night in Beverly Hills. Mr. Bennett, if it's convenient for you, you can come over now to take a look. You have all the right to do that.
After he had called Harvey last night, Bob knew that even if Kevin was an illegitimate child, he still wasn't someone he could afford to offend. Thus, He spent the entire night buying a villa with the best prime location, as an apology to Kevin. Why is this even a point of discussion? Kevin thought and subconsciously wanted to refuse. Even though he had acquired the wealth, he didn't want to make it too public, as he preferred to keep a low profile. He would rather be the son-in-law of the Wright family than the richest man in Beverly Hills. However, after hearing Beverly Hills, Kevin changed his mind. This was because Claire had once mentioned that she liked the environment of Beverly Hills a lot, as she saw on television. When she earned more money in the future, she would buy a house in Beverly Hills and then own a villa someday, be in the center of the glamour world. At that time, Kevin naturally couldn't afford to buy a house in Beverly Hills. Not to mention a house, on his salary, he couldn't even afford a rental. Beverly Hills is home to many rich celebrities, especially those from Hollywood. The economy and tourism there were always booming. The localities were filled with filthy, expensive houses, and to own one, probably one of the biggest villas, is itself a matter of pride. It could be said that if he didn't have the monetary backing of his family, Kevin wouldn't be able to afford a room in LA in his entire lifetime. Being thick with Harvey Bennett, he didn't even need Kevin to take the initiative to buy it. Bob had already placed the villa in front of him. Fine, I'll take it as a present for Claire. Kevin sighed in his heart. However, how to make Claire accept this gift was a problem. All right, I will come over. After thinking it through, Kevin agreed.
Young master, I'll send a car to pick you up.
No need. I'll go over myself. Kevin didn't want any other favors from Bob.
Yes, young master.
Bob didn't dare to say anything else. Kevin decided to ride his electric bike towards Beverly Hills. The security in rich Beverly Hills was very good. Even the average residential area had many guards. Residents would not have to worry about their safety if they lived in a place like this. When they reached the villa, the security became even tighter. At the top of the hills, there were only 9 villas. In every villa lived a well-known figure of Beverly Hills. Mayor of Beverly Hills, Lester Miller, and the wealthiest of the city, Martin Henderson. This was the gathering place of the most powerful people within the city. One could imagine the price one would have to pay to buy a villa here. It was impossible to do it just with money. One would also need power. Bob naturally had the strength to do so. As the chief advisor of one of the wealthiest families, Bob Pierce had to prove himself to Harvey and Kevin. The Bennett family was capable of dominating the entire county.
Hey, Brad over there. Stop right there.
Kevin was stopped by a voice just as he reached the entrance of the villa. A group of security guards wearing black uniforms surrounded him.
Hey all, Kevin here. Can't wait for you to watch my story, The Billionaire Bastard. Season 1 is now streaming on the Pocket FM Universe YouTube channel. To watch the next episode, tap here, and to watch the full season, click on the playlist.